Hey guys, how's it going? It's me again. Um, I just want to do a quick little chat on drawing. I figured I'm going to try to do like at least 2 posts a week. So one of them will be me just chatting on the couch. If you guys have any questions about anything, just give me a holler. Just leave a message. Some of you guys have my Facebook page, so you can ask me any Facebook questions or questions on Facebook. Well, let's do a little thought experiment here. Um, if you were to find an old, grainy, black and white photograph with a group of people in it, you would be able to spot your grandmother in that photo. Even though it's black and white, it's grainy, and she's really tiny in it, you'll be able to spot her. You'll be able to see her face right away. Now, why is that? What do you guys think? It's the big things. It's the big features. It's the way the shadow is cast around the eye sockets. It's the length of the nose. It's the shape of the head. All the big things make up the likeness of a person. So if you're working on somebody, if you're doing a portrait or something, and it's not looking like that person, no matter what amount of detail you put into it, it's not going to look like that person. You just can't detail the hell out of something and make it look like that person. It's got to be the big things. And that's the lesson I wanted to bring to you today, or tonight, I should say. I think it's Leiden, or maybe it's Joshua Reynolds. He said that when you draw, you need to do the largest to the smallest. You do the greatest to the finest. The most general to the most specific. So if you don't get the large forms correct, then you shouldn't be moving forward. You should keep on working at it until the large things have the right, have the likeness you need, and then you can start putting all the little details in. But not before that. So I guess I'll try to break drawing down to its most basic forms. When us artists, when we start working, we tend to do everything all at the same time. It's like when we're painting, we're mixing the color and the value at the same time. And so when you're drawing the shape in the location at the same time. But really, just to simplify it down, the first thing you want to do when you draw is you want to put whatever you're drawing in the right place. So it has to be located correctly. So like if you're drawing a face, you're not going to put like an eye on the neck or something like that. You're going to put the eye where it belongs. So now that you put it in the right place, now you have to make it the right size. And then that's when you look at all its other neighbors. You can't draw it for itself. You can't make it look correct for you. You have to draw for the sake of something else. You have to draw for the sake of the whole. Constantly looking back at everything else. So, I mean, you could draw an eye and make it look wonderful, but once you put it on that head, once it's on the head, it doesn't look right, it's pretty bad. It doesn't, if it doesn't look right, it doesn't look right. So you got in the right place, the right size, and then you worry about the right shape. The right shape comes last. That's the refining, making sure it's the right shape. So, like I was saying earlier with your grandmother, everything is, the right size. All the shadows are correct. The shape of her head is right, and then that's and then you start putting all the correct shapes and all the little details in there. I've seen people. They'll move their whole entire drawing just because they don't want to erase that eye. That eye, they spend so much time on that one eye that they realize the head's too small. So instead of erasing the eye and changing it, they'll move the whole damn thing around just for the eye to look right. I don't know. It happens. I've seen it happen several times, and I've done it myself, so I'm guilty of it. All right, well, I just want to show you guys some of the... Here's one of my drawings I've done. This is actually from Charles Barg, the drawing course from Charles Barg. It's actually it's a wonderful book. You can see this has been very well used. And what you do is you copy from the book. So I don't know if you can see this. But I got quite a bit of these in here. Let's see what else I can find. Here's an arm. I know I have the Belvedere torso in here. Actually, I'm very proud of that one, if I can find it. There it is. Take a nice close-up of that. Whoa! So yeah, book's highly recommended. You can get it at the Dehash Museum. You can also probably find it on Amazon. I think it's like around $70, $70, $80 at the museum. Amazon, you're probably going to pay a lot more for it. This book is great because it's got master plates in it, so it has like, Raphael drawings, Michelangelo drawings, the cartoons from the Sistine Chapel. And also at the back of the book it has like different poses for models to get into. Let's see if I can find one of those. And they're usually useful too. Like if you're doing life drawing, even with me when I'm doing life drawing classes, it helps, just to like, oh, what pose should I put them in? Oh, let's see, let's do that pose. So that's useful. Anyway, also. So if you guys could do me a huge favor and subscribe, I think that button is right up there somewhere, so just hit that button. And also, if you can give me some thumbs up, that would be great. Yeah, and just a little preview for next week. We'll be working on reds, so we'll have alizarin crimson and cadmium red light. Kind of go over kind of like the quirkiness of the colors. Like what happens to some of them when they age. Yeah, so I'll just kind of be covering all that. Also, I just kind of want to bring it back to our original lesson here. So it's the greatest to the smallest. And also, when you're drawing something, you have to draw it for the sake of something else. So and it's good to use 3 references, 3 points of reference. So, for instance, like you can go from this, the nipple, to that wrinkle. It's like that plums. So from this to this, and then from that to that. So you can give yourself a little triangle, and just find different locations, from this to this, and that to that. So, you need to measure off a third thing. That's the thing, Like I was saying, you can't draw it correct to itself. It has to be drawn correct to the whole. And everything needs to be plumbed up. Everything needs to be lined up. So this to this and that to that. Definitely remember that. It's kind of like those standardized tests. Like if hot is to cold, then wet is to dry. So like if quizzes are quizzical, then what are tests? Actually, guys, if you want to leave the answer in the comment section on the bottom, that would be awesome. We'll see what happens. We'll see what YouTube does about that. That word coming up constantly. Please do it. Write it. Just write it as many times as you can. Yeah. So stay tuned. We got red coming up, and yeah, just you guys enjoy your night, and thanks for putting up with my crap. All right, guys. Peace out. I'm such a dork.